let's go to a game that would have been more likely to start the show before the craziness late. How about a great game up in Orchard Park?
This is going to be a 61-yarder from the left hash with 10 seconds remaining. Snap by Ferguson, hold by Martin. Kick by Bass is long enough. And it is good! Bombs away for Tyler Bass, who bombs it from 61. It's a career best for the Bills kicker. Unbelievable.
Tyler Bass missed a kick earlier in the game. Doinked one on an extra point, which went in. Ended up being a big play. Hits it from 61 to cap a great offensive back and forth shootout in the second half, and maybe a game that all but puts the AFC East away. Yes, the Bills are 7-2. They're up 4 games on the Jets. 3.5, 4.5 on the Dolphins, who are at 2-6. And we could talk about the kick, but I want to talk about Josh Allen. This is the best version of Josh Allen that we've ever seen. Maybe playoff Josh Allen a couple years ago when they lost to the Chiefs is close, but this is the best version of Josh Allen we've ever seen because it's repeatable. Here's what he was going against today. Did not have Amari Cooper going into the day. He threw an interception on the goal line that was a perfect throw right into Keon Coleman's breadbasket, a great audible that showed he made a really good decision. It pops up from Keon Coleman and goes in the air, intercepted by Jalen Ramsey. He fought against 2 bogus holding calls that took away a Bills drive. One of them was a beautiful rushing touchdown by Josh Allen. It was a total phantom call, one of the worst holding calls of the year. He beats a free rusher on that play to score. The defense basically only got 2 stops all day. The first possession of the game and a fumble to start the second half when they were down. That one possession was all he needed to win this game. They finished the game touchdown, 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 then gets the ball back with 1:38 to go, gets him in field goal range for Tyler Bass to hit that kick. And it's because it's mostly his decision-making. In this game, there were some spectacular plays, but it was mostly the Dolphins dropping back in zone and saying, can you be patient? Can you just keep taking what's there for you, Josh Allen? And he did it to this whole gang of receivers. He ignored the pass rush when he was there. He's just playing football at a different level. And on a day where he didn't get much help, at least from his defense and from the officials, he gets it done and gets them the win.
Gets some help from the receiving group, including the running backs there. Ray Davis had 70 yards after the catch. Khalil Shakir, who the Dolphins could not tackle today, had 59 yards after the catch, including several broken tackles on just swing-out screens. James Cook goes 25 after the catch. And this, like, that fumble that you mentioned, that Teron Johnson punched the ball away from Raheem Mostert, that feels like you look at the defense, say, the defense made a play to win.
Yeah.
That was really it. That was really it. Tua and Devon Achane and the Dolphins going up and down the field. Tyreek Hill back after getting nothing, no targets until late in the fourth quarter. Jalen Waddle catches his first, then he catches the touchdown. It was good to see this Dolphins offense back, but even at their maximum potential, they couldn't contend with Josh Allen maybe getting into that MVP.
Yeah, I think Tua has to feel better, and Dolphins fans have to feel better about their offense, not their defense. But just while we're still on Buffalo, I'm glad you mentioned all those yards after the catch. That's one of the reasons why I give Allen so much credit, because we know he can win the other kind of way. And he did. His touchdown throw to Quentin Morris was classic Josh Allen, where he's throwing blind while getting totally tackled. It seemed like the play was over, and he somehow finds Quentin Morris. I don't know if he's just throwing to a spot, if he's throwing in the air. Like, that's Josh Allen. But all those yards after the catch, Nick, was because the ball was in a perfect spot. Like, I can think of a third down clearly early in the game where if he throws it to where Shakir is going, he's going to get tackled, and he turns Shakir around with the ball, perfect location. He's so accurate now, and then he gets the yak after the throw. So just next level quarterbacking from a dude that it's going to be very tough to beat this year.
Yeah, and in hearing this, it makes me think about another team that we talk about, and it really makes me think about an elite group of quarterbacks. And the other team, the other quarterback, it's Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. They don't win pretty, but he's really good at extending plays, finding guys open. None of it looks really in structure. Most of it's out of structure. It's improvisation. That is Josh Allen's game, and that's why when you speak about that, throw to Quentin Morris, it's exactly that. He's one of very few who can make that happen consistently, and what elevates this team. Because the Bills have looked like 4 different teams when they've won games this year. They look like an explosive offense that can throw the ball all over the yard. They look like a great ground team. They look like a team that's won close, and they've looked like the team like they were today. And it really makes them difficult to project, but also really frustrating to play, especially for a team like the Dolphins, who, look, I don't usually feel bad about Miami fans because you're in Miami, glitz and glamour, everything else, the weather's nice. But the Dolphins have lost 2 legitimate heartbreakers in the last 2 weeks. And this week, they played well enough to win for the most part. They played well enough offensively that Buffalo couldn't get stops. I mean, Tua goes 25 of 28 for 231. Mostert and Achane combined for 119 yards on the ground. Like, that should be good enough to win. And yet they're 2-6 because they get beat by teams with quarterbacks who find ways to win or find ways to put them in position to win, with kickers hitting game-winning field goals. So a rough stretch in what's been a rough season for the Dolphins. That at 2-6, you're like, well, I mean, there goes the AFC East. We're now opposite records essentially with the Bills, who just beat us in their place. Now we got to scrap for a wild card spot. But again, the Bills showing why they're one of the teams that you have to take seriously in the AFC, because they can win in a number of different ways.
Yeah, the Dolphins, I'm not totally ruling them out from making a run because offense travels. Their schedule isn't easy to try to rip off that sort of run and get into the wild card race, but you could see it because, yeah, Tua was awesome in this game, and like it just looked like the Tua that you expect to see. The running game has been good now for 3 straight weeks, but they have 0 pass rush. And like that's a huge mismatch in some of these games, including this one. They just don't have a pass rush. They're trying to get Chop Robinson going. They're also 4-10 in their last 14 games as an organization. So, and they're a team that's spending a lot of money. They're one of the most expensive teams. This is year 3 of the program. So on one hand, you give them a little bit of a pass because Tua got hurt. On the other hand, it's a disappointment that's going to be tough to get out of. Their best defensive player is Calais Campbell, like a 39-year-old on a 1-year deal. So they have issues. But Tua was legitimately great. He had a 3rd and 7 throw with 2:30 left in this game where just the smallest of windows that he has to hit Waddle, and he hits Waddle. There's a 4th and 2 play where they had to score to keep the game alive, and he's diving head first and making everyone have their heart in their throats, but he gets it done. They had to keep scoring touchdown after touchdown to keep up with the Bills in this game, and then they did it, and they just left Josh Allen too much time. Let's listen to what happened after the too much time. Josh Allen giving his kicker some love, one of his longtime teammates.
I got emotional in my little post-game speech out there. Just the trials and tribulations that he's been throughout this year. Obviously missing one early in the day, hitting the pole on another. He could easily put it in the tank, and 61-yard field goal to win a game against a division rival. It's what stories are made of, and I love him. I respect him so much. Everybody in that locker room is so happy for him, and he's our guy.
Yeah, big-time kick by Tyler Bass on a day, like I said, that started in a way you just thought it was going against them. They got it turned around. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. My Super Bowl pick from the AFC.